Oh yeah. Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, I've been making a little progress. We have all 4 doors open, and all 4 doors are actually working properly, except for this one. This door here, I had to tear apart the inside panel and go in here and use a screwdriver to unlatch it. The door lock itself is working, little gear drive, but it's not connected to the door handle on the inside, and it's not connected to the door handle on the inside of the door, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there. But it took a bit of work. All 4 doors now are open. I even did a little cleaning in here. Got some vacuum, cleaned out all the turds. Trunk was always open before, you guys seen that. I did get a full 5-gallon bucket and half a garbage bag of a combination of porcupine turds and raccoon turds. And this back seat is actually fully intact and doesn't have any rips in it at all. But it is nice to get all these doors open, get everything drying out, get the mustiness out of her, and start working on the restoration. Now it took a while, but I was also able to get the hood off, fully open and off. This side came out nice. This side we'll say was less than optimal. It ended up requiring a hammer, a chisel, and tearing it right out of the hood. Combination of the rust and the nuts that were on the back side stripped out, so there wasn't much I could do. But I was able to get the hinges off. They're in the container soaking in oil, so they're moving. And I came in here and I vacuumed out all the engine compartment. All in all, it's not looking too bad. It cleaned up nice. There's not a lot of heavy rust or anything on this. The manifolds, exhaust manifolds themselves are all intact. And like we saw when it was in the woods, and I've checked it again, engine oil level is full and clean, no water, and so is the transmission. Another nice thing was I was able to get the body tag here with a lot of good information. And also my serial number plate, which is right there. And I sent it all off to the Historical Association. I guess Chrysler has its own historical division, which was interesting itself. If you noticed the last couple videos, when I talked with the car, I didn't call it a Newport. I called it just the Chrysler, because we had a bit of an identity crisis. It took a lot of searching, some help from some guys on the internet, got some good messages in my DM. Also working with my cousin down in Nova Scotia. He was good help too. He loves searching. And I finally found out what I have. This here is actually a 1964 Chrysler 300, but it's a Windsor. This is the Canadian version of the 300. I think it's actually the Canadian version of the 300K, which would have been in America. But this is actually what they call a Windsor, and that's why this front end looks like it's from a Newport. So they made this from, I think, only 64 to 66. They had the 300 Windsor. Then it had the traditional star-shaped front grille. But this is now officially the Chrysler 300 project. So now that I got this door open, it's hard to see up inside here, but I can see the mechanism that runs here. And I can see the linkages. They all seem to be attached. I see the springs. Everything is there on this. But I don't understand why it's not working. So the goal today is to pull apart the good door that is working 100%. This door works great. Latch is solid, no play. So we're gonna take this apart the best we can without destroying it. Got to remove this upper trim as well. Got to remove this and get a good view in here to see what's actually going on and how those handles from the outside to the one inside, the rod that comes across, ties in here and gets this working. Now, one thing I've been finding about this car that's really nice is all the fasteners, all the screws, all the components, they're either stainless steel or really good chrome. Just like this screw here that hasn't been out in probably ever. It's probably originally in there. No corrosion on it at all, comes right out. And for the most part, just a little wiggle, all the handles come right off, no problem at all. So I'm going to continue on taking these parts off and get this panel off. So that come off pretty good. I don't know if we can get in here or not. So here is what we were trying to work on. So when I pull the inside door handle, this main lever is moving here. It's connected to a rod going to the top, I see. Which is, how's it going here? Okay, which is pulling down. And actually, I think I might see the issue. This, yeah, here, this spring, right tip my finger there. I don't think that's on the other side. Let's go take a look. So you can see this is the outside door mechanism there with the button. So it's going down. That return spring is broken. You can see a piece of it there, but it's still working. The other spring is there. But I'm not sure why it's not moving. I have to put the phone down and get in here. It's a little hard to try to video and get my hands here at the same time. So, after messing around with this one, going back and forth, I figured out that there's nothing wrong with the latch. It's actually the door lock mechanism, which is this one up top here. These little ones. It's seized closed. So when it's in the locked position, the little rod pushes the latch, I guess, release lever, moves it out of the way, so it just travels up and down. When you unlock it, the rod comes back and pushes it on the pin to unlock it. I tried it with vice grips. It is not moving. So I was able to get in there with a WD-40 can, soaked it until it's dripping at the bottom of the door. I also did the same to this side because this side is stuck unlocked, and I'd like to get that working as well too. And in order to get the window out, I have to get this locking mechanism out first as well, because it is tight right against the window rods and also their C's. So I soaked everything the best I can and hope that I can get those windows rolling as well. But it means I can't go any further on the doors, and theoretically all 4 doors are working. I'm going to close it back up here. We're going to hit her with the pressure washer, give it a bath for the first time in about 50 years, try to get rid of some of this moss and all the lichens that are growing on it. Well, there's the first wash in about 50 years or so. I apologize, but I thought I hit record doing this fender, and I didn't. Which is too bad, because it's oddly satisfying to see all that crap come off. And once this is clean, this is actually a really cool color. I like that. But hopefully you could see that it wasn't too bright, that you could see this layer of black. Even though the hood looked like it was clean, there was like this layer of black scum that came off the hood and off the roof. But she's looking good. It's even got a little bit of a shine left on her. So anyway, that's the end of this video and the latest update on what we can now call the Chrysler 300. Now I'm gonna have to go back on my videos, change the titles. Can't really change or edit the words that are in there. So if this is your first video and you do go back seeing the extraction of this unit that I got out of the bush, just remember, at the time I bought it, I was told it was a Newport, and it looks like a Newport because of this front end, but it's actually a 1964 Chrysler 300 Windsor. Anyway, hope you join me next time, where I hope to start getting these wheels rolling. Hope that door itself comes unstuck and I can get that open from the outside rather than going inside. But to me, that's minor. Next option, get these wheels rolling. Thanks for watching.